God says, "Congratulations, your wait is over." My beloved child, hear the words that echo from the throne of heaven itself. This is not a fleeting whisper, not a fleeting thought, but a divine proclamation carried on the wings of angels. I am the guardian appointed to your life, a celestial companion who has stood beside you through every trial, every tear, every moment of doubt and despair. I have witnessed your journey through the valleys of waiting, through the storms of uncertainty, and now I come bearing a message that will shift the very foundation of your existence. Congratulations, your wait is over. This is no ordinary announcement. This is a sacred decree from the heart of God, a divine verdict that the season of delay has ended, and the time of fulfillment has begun. The heavens have aligned, the angelic hosts have been set in motion, and the promises spoken over your life are now coming to pass. What you have longed for, what you have wept for, what you have held on to in faith despite all odds, this is the moment of divine release. Let these words sink deep into your spirit, for they are not just words, they are the very breath of heaven, carrying the power to transform your reality. Your journey has not been an easy one. You have walked through valleys where the shadows seem to stretch endlessly, where the silence of unanswered prayers felt deafening. You have stood at closed doors, knocking until your hands were weary, believing even when the world told you to give up. You have carried burdens that threatened to break you, yet you pressed forward. You have wept in the midnight hours, wondering if God had forgotten you, if your dreams were too big, if your faith was in vain. But child, let me assure you, you were never forgotten. Not for a single moment. Every tear you shed was collected in the hands of heaven. Every prayer you whispered was recorded in the courts above. Every step you took in faith, even when your heart trembled, was seen and celebrated by the angelic host. You thought you were alone, but I was there. The angels were there. And most importantly, the Father was there, watching, guiding, and preparing you for this very moment. The wait was not a punishment. It was a process, a divine process designed to forge in you a strength that could not be shaken, a faith that could not be broken, and a hope that could not be extinguished. The valley was not a place of abandonment, it was a place of preparation. The drought was not a denial, it was a deepening of your thirst for the living water. The closed doors were not rejections, they were redirections, guiding you to the path that would lead to your divine destiny. You have been faithful, my child. When the world told you to let go, you held on. When logic screamed that your faith was foolish, you clung to the promises of God. When the storms raged and the winds howled, you stood firm, anchoring yourself in the truth that God is faithful. You watered dry ground with your tears, not realizing that those tears were seeds, planting a harvest that would one day bloom in ways you could not imagine. Your faithfulness has not gone unnoticed. Heaven has recorded every moment of your perseverance. The angels have marveled at your resilience. The Father has smiled at your unwavering trust. You stayed when it hurt. You stayed when you were betrayed. You stayed when you were misunderstood. You stayed when you were tired. You stayed when you felt forgotten. And now, heaven stands to honor your steadfast heart. This is not a small thing. This is not a casual acknowledgement. This is a divine commendation, a celestial celebration of a soul that refused to give up. You have passed the test, not because you were perfect, but because you were faithful. You did not need to be flawless, you only needed to be steadfast. And steadfast you were. Can you feel it, child? There is a shift in the spirit now. The atmosphere around you has changed. The air is charged with a new frequency, a divine vibration that signals the arrival of your appointed time. The angelic realm is in motion, for heaven's verdict has been released. You have waited long enough. The promise is arriving. The breakthrough is manifesting. The healing is flowing. The love is coming. The doors are unlocking. The dreams you buried in fear are rising to bloom in fierce, radiant color. This shift is not a coincidence. It is not a random occurrence. It is the result of heaven's divine orchestration, a carefully crafted plan that has been unfolding since the moment you were formed in your mother's womb. Every delay, every detour, every disappointment was part of a greater strategy, a divine blueprint designed to bring you to this moment of fulfillment. The wait was not wasted. It was purposeful. It was intentional. It was holy. Congratulations, your wait is over. This is not the end of your journey, but it is the end of your drought. The clouds are parting, and the rain you prayed for is beginning to pour. The seeds you planted in faith are breaking through the soil. The dreams you thought were lost are being restored sevenfold. This is the season of overflow, where famine gives way to abundance, where wandering gives way to arrival, where longing gives way to fulfillment. The love you were told didn't exist is coming. It is not a mirage. It is real, tangible, and divinely appointed. The healing you thought would never reach you is already flowing through your spirit, mending the broken places, restoring what was lost. The breakthrough that seemed impossible has been signed, sealed, and is being delivered. The divine appointment that felt delayed is now manifesting in real time. This is your moment, child. This is your reward, not for being strong, but for being faithful. This is your inheritance, promised by the Father, sealed in the blood of the Lamb, and protected by the angels who have watched over you. The resources that seemed scarce are being multiplied. The family you wept over is being healed. The justice you cried out for is being enacted. Heaven is moving on your behalf, and nothing can stop what God has set in motion. This new season will not repeat the patterns of the past. The cycle of disappointment has been broken. The curse of delay has been lifted. The fear that once held you captive has been defeated. This is not like the last time, when hope deferred made your heart sick. This is a new day, a new chapter, a new beginning. The wait is over, and the promise is here. To those who thought you were foolish to wait, they will stand in awe as heaven vindicates your stillness. They will witness how your delay was not a mistake but a divine strategy. They will not understand how you endured so much and still kept your purity, your kindness, your truth. That is the anointing on your life. That is the crown heaven has placed upon your head. Do you understand how rare your heart is? In a world that often rewards compromise, you chose to remain clean. In a culture that glorifies shortcuts, you took the long, narrow road. When others bowed to fear, you stood in faith. When others ran after applause, you sought the quiet approval of heaven. And now, heaven is applauding you. Now, the host of angels who recorded every moment of your silent perseverance are singing over you. There is a shift in the atmosphere that cannot be denied. The gates that were shut are swinging open. The hearts that were hardened are being softened by divine intervention. The mountains that seemed immovable are crumbling at the sound of your obedience. God is rewarding you publicly for what you carried privately. Every unseen tear, every unspoken prayer, every midnight surrender has been heard, seen, and remembered. You are walking into rooms that were prepared for you before your birth. You are stepping into favor that was stored in heaven's treasury, labeled with your name. You are encountering people who were assigned to bless you, support you, and align with your calling. You are entering a season where heaven and earth agree, this is your time. Not because you were perfect, but because you were persistent. Not because you always got it right, but because you never let go of what was right. You held on to integrity. You clung to truth. You refused to betray your soul for temporary relief. That sacrifice has not gone unnoticed. You see, God does not operate on the timelines of man. His ways are higher, His timing is perfect, and His promises are sure. While others judged your process, God was perfecting your promise. While others mocked your restraint, God was preparing your release. The silence was not abandonment, it was orchestration. The delay was not denial, it was divine timing. Now, child of the Most High, breathe. Feel the weight lifting. Feel the winds of change surrounding you. The spiritual warfare you endured was not in vain. The accusations, the loneliness, the confusion, they were all symptoms of a pending breakthrough. And that breakthrough is now here. You are being ushered into rooms where your name has already been spoken in honor. What once felt like rejection was really redirection. What felt like loss was heaven's way of clearing the path. The things you cried over are the very things God removed to make space for something far greater. You didn't lose the promise, you lost the distractions. You didn't miss the opportunity, you missed the trap. God has preserved you for such a time as this. There is joy returning to your house. There is laughter coming back into your soul. There is clarity entering your mind. No more fog. No more fear. No more second-guessing your worth. You are stepping into alignment, into destiny, into the flow of favor that cannot be stopped. This is heaven's reward for earthly obedience. Your story is becoming a testimony. Your pain is becoming purpose. Your weight is becoming a witness of God's goodness. People who once questioned your decisions will soon inquire about your faith. They will want to know how you survived, how you thrived, how you kept believing. And you will point them to the one who held you, carried you, and never left your side. Be still and know that He is God. Be bold and declare that the drought is over. Walk forward knowing that you are not walking alone. Angels are surrounding you. Divine appointments are waiting for you. Doors are opening for you. People are praying for you. Heaven is backing you. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are right on time. And everything that felt wasted will now work together for your good. The tables are turning. The narrative is shifting. The blessings are overtaking you. Your name is being whispered in rooms of opportunity. Your obedience is echoing in realms of glory. Lift up your head. Square your shoulders. You are royalty. Not because of titles, but because of identity. You are the child of the King. You were handpicked, set apart, and anointed for impact. The wait prepared you. The trials refined you. The tears watered the ground for your harvest. Rejoice. The enemy tried to steal your joy, but joy is returning. The enemy tried to silence your voice, but your voice is rising. The enemy tried to isolate you, but you are being reconnected to your tribe, your people, your divine community. From this day forward, everything changes. Not because you forced it, but because heaven released it. Not because you demanded it, but because you were ready for it. And now that it is here, walk in it with grace. Steward it with humility. Celebrate it with reverence. Because this is holy ground. This is the manifestation of every whispered prayer. Let the skeptics watch. Let the mockers speak. Let the doubters doubt. They are not your concern. Your only task is to walk in the promise. Let your life be the proof. Let your transformation be the testimony. Let your peace be the evidence. Let your joy be the answer. You waited well. And now, heaven has responded. The shift is real. The season is new. And the promise is here. Type Amen if you believe in God.